Hello. Week 3 of the drug-free community, better known as Grand Boulevard Coalition, where our motto is most youth do not use. Hi everybody, welcome to week 3 of our program dealing with a drug-free community, an alcohol-free community, and a cigarette-free community. Again, I'm your host, William Penn. I am the president of the Grand Boulevard Coalition in the greater Grand Crossing community. This week, I would like to take time out and thank my sector partners for making this all possible. And I would like to start by thanking, I have it right here, my chair for Parent Advocacy Board leader, Lakita Johnson. I would like to thank my good friend. I'd like to thank my good friend John Cook from Brownsville Community Clubhouse. I would like to thank Mr. Davis from Another Barbershop. We also in media covered by Black Wall Street Journal, Mark Wall. Thank you, Mark, for all your help. Teresa Reyes from William Preparatory School. Ms. Hamilton from Center for New Horizon, one of our good partners that help the youth in becoming better leaders in the Brownsville community. I also like to thank Larry over at the Chicago Police Department and helping us focus on good policing in our community. Lori over at Great Harvest Mission Baptist Church. Lorenzo Young, Generation Broadcast, another one of our good media partners and a historian of the Brownsville community. And he has a wonderful trolley tour during the summertime, taking people around talking about Brownsville. Isaiah Walton from Recovery 2000, healthcare professional. She has saved and taught a lot of youth in the Brownsville area about proper everything. She's keeping us alive and keeping us healthy. My alderman, Pat Dowell, who's been a staunch supporter of this organization for the 6 years that we've been around, and look forward to working with you for 6 more years. Maurice Culverton for the Institute of Positive Living. And a special thanks to Tammy, our U.S. Senator, Junior Senator Tammy Duckworth, and Maddie Hunter, our state rep. All right, so let's get started. So as you guys was following me, the first week we had a lady who was a PhD, working towards her PhD, and she came in and talked about how she reflected, as you guys know on YouTube, the 10-year challenge. She's kind of reflected on her life from where she was from high school to where she is today, and how positive living, clean living, a drug-free living has gotten her to progress on to becoming a future PhD candidate. And then you guys know my great, very bubbly and very exciting guest last week, Miss Perkins, who's K-Fab Fashion, was here, and she's the 8th grader, and she's at the beginning of her life and her career, so to speak, and how was as an 8th grader activist to help put down and stop the takeover of her school, which I think the name of her school is the Teacher Academy, Chicago Teacher Academy on Roosevelt there, in 22nd and State Street, where they were trying to close out the grade school and switch it over to a high school. And she led the revolution to stop that, because she wanted to not only graduate from there, but to have her future people of the school, the 7th graders through kindergartens, to have the same enjoyment and excitement that she's going through in her final year there before she leaves off to go to high school. And I would like to go to a overhead to make sure everybody remember What's coming up? As you know, Monday is Martin Luther King Day of Service. Monday, January 21st. We will be at Illinois Tech, the tower at 35th and State on the 6th floor from 11 to 1:30, having a wonderful workshop focusing on suicide prevention and alcohol and substance abuse prevention. We have space for 20 to 25 young adults, boys and girls, ages 12 to 18. And as our caller called from the first week and said, you guys should probably go a little younger. So we are accepting youth all the way down to 9 years old, if they come with their parents, to come out. Light refreshments will be served. We are being sponsored by Jimmy John's, so come on out. That'll be fun. And we're making bracelets that day. If you need more information, go to the Grand Boulevard Coalition Facebook page, and from there you'll be able to find more information, or you can give a call in today and I can give you the phone number. Great. All right, so today my guest unfortunately got the flu. And you know, it's that time of year that the flu is out here, and I'm so sad. So I look forward to having her reschedule and have back on the show. But she was a parent, a mother of several children, and she was going to show and talk about how she kept all of her kids as a single parent, heads on a swivel, going straight, finishing their school, being very productive now, adults out here, young adults in the community, doing positive things and doing great things. And we were going to discuss that and what it takes for her to be the first mentor of her kids and how they looked up to her and how they wanted to emulate her and be just a good human being. But unfortunately, that won't happen today. So we're going to hopefully get some good callers in here to discuss what's on your mind out there today. So while we wait for those callers, I would like to discuss what we can do as parents. I'm a parent of five young adults myself, and I'm trying to put them through grade school to high school, couple in college, and one is a professional out in the world. And I asked them coming into the show some questions of what I did to help them become successful adults. And so some of the good things they said was I just listened to them. I let them get a chance to speak their mind and always be open-minded and have an open door policy to listen to them when they're talking and not trying to be distracted. I find that was some really powerful knowledge, because today, as you know, there's so many people out here, our parents of kids, but when their kids and children are talking to them, they're on their phone, their faces in their phone. So they're really not giving them their undivided attention. And so I think that has an effect that the kids might see that they're not being listened to. I have a caller. I must have struck a nerve. Yes, caller, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm okay. Thank you very much. I just wanted to call in and say I salute your efforts for getting out the message to the younger generation about being drug-free. You know, in Illinois, there's so many people who want to legalize marijuana for various reasons.
Yes.
And it really is a gateway drug. I'm not a kid anymore, and I've seen far too many people get involved with it, and it always starts with marijuana, and they think that, you know, it's some easy money in their pocket. They think that nobody can figure out that they're dealing it or selling it. And that's how you get so many robberies. That's how people get paranoid. That stuff stays in your system, and it affects you. It affects your ability to do simple math problems. It affects so much. So once again, I think it's wonderful that there's somebody on this channel that speaks out against it, because, you know, there's too much life to live when you're young. To get involved with a substance that's going to cause you to be an erratic driver, it's going to cause you to get paranoid. It has a lot of adverse effects. So God bless you in your efforts, and I hope you keep at it. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for the kind words. I put a smile on my face. Yes, and we did some research and we did studies, and everything that you said is true. that it's fast approaching us as a new item that we'll be able to purchase legally to enjoy for recreational purposes. But I know that the forces that are out there, including myself, would definitely make sure there are regulations and stuff to keep it out the hands of teens and people who don't want it. And it's almost, we have to probably put the same fight as we did for cigarette smoking and how you only could smoke in certain places and not have the smell of marijuana or anything around you and setting in your clothes and doing all that. And by doing those things and having those campaigns, I think they really work because, as we said, most, out of 100 youth, probably 92 of them don't use any type of drugs, alcohol, or anything else. They just they're just happy and they're just good just on their own. And they see that from positive role models like yourself, sir. Hopefully positive role models like myself who doesn't indulge in any of those three areas of excitement. And we'll see. But thank you for your kind words, and make sure you keep the good fight on your end with your state legislation and people who you talk to, and I'll keep it going on my end and try to keep that message going here this time each week about a drug-free community. And let me switch over to another quick overhead here or another quick commercial just to let you guys know. We are on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at GBC Coalition. And it'd be nice as to tweet out every now and then and say what you think of the show and anything that I can do. I would appreciate it. And we're coming right back because I think I got another caller. Caller, are you there?
Hello, yes. I was just calling to find out what would you expect from CDC in the next couple of weeks? Will there be any other events besides the suicide prevention?
What is the effect on, you were a little muffled.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to find out
Oh, much better.
what events will be coming up in I guess the next couple of weeks.
Well, we're going to be having, there's what's coming up in the next couple of weeks in reference to events and stuff like that outside of what we're having for King Day. Well, I know at the end of the month we'll be having a big opioid event on the campus of IIT where we're going to be discussing how to spot people who are using from prescribed drugs to illegal drugs to maybe even using alcohol and even using cigarettes or marijuana as a way to coping mechanism for the pain that they're in. We're going to be having people come out and teach you how to administer the drug where if somebody pass out, you see them on the street or wherever from overdose and how you can bring them back to life with that type of thing. We'll be having people just coming out talking about how alternative measures. Right now, yoga is a very nice thing. Meditation. I work in a lot of schools, and I found that a lot of schools are now using meditation. So for the youth to be able to calm their minds, calm their bodies, and listen to their bodies. And when you really get into listening to your body and understanding what's going on, you'll see that positive things will happen for you once your mind is at ease and at peace. And I can't give you the date for this wonderful event today, but by next week when I'm back here with my next guest, I'll definitely have a flyer and I'll definitely let everybody know about that. It's a pretty big, conclave where we usually have upwards between 75 and 100 people, and it's usually a 4-hour event on a Saturday that we do there on the campus of IIT. So hopefully I was able to answer your question. We do post a lot of stuff on our Facebook page. We're currently creating a brand new website where people can go and they have questions, or people want to know how to meditate, how to do anything that's positive to make their life better and to make their kids' life better. that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So thank you. This is great. 2 good callers today. And just to reiterate, our For You caller, Your Life Matters will definitely happen on MLK Day, which is going to be Martin Luther King Day of Service, Monday, January 21st, 2019. And for people who say, William, what is this? I think this is the 9th year for this, but this is a day that the MLK Day of Service is part of the United We Serve, the President National Call of Service Initiative. It calls for all Americans from all walks of life to work together to provide solutions to our most pressing national problems. And we're doing that by calling to arms our young boys and girls who are out there on the firing line trying to be positive and trying to be big brothers and big sisters to their younger siblings, and even to now with I noticed like the 8th graders, they kind of hug and look out for the 1st and 2nd and 3rd graders in their schools, and just showing them through workshops on how to foster good prevention, just to see a child who might be sad or crying and very hurt or very disappointed, and they take it out in anger or they're cursing and they're doing things that is advantageous, and they know that's not how they are. It's almost that if you see something, say something, how they can go to the principal, the assistant principal, or teacher, or any adult in the school and say, hey, Jane or Joseph is having issues, and I think you guys might need to talk to him. And so that's exactly what we try to do, is create the next leaders and the next people out there who are on the firing lines to make sure we have a very good and healthy and prosperous community. So let's go ahead as we wait for our next caller and see what else is on the agenda here today. One of the things that I find very interesting is when we're looking at the news over the last couple of days, the parenting has changed from, I guess, as people always say, from how my parents raised me is different than how I raised my kids, my children. My children are definitely going to raise their children different in the way I did them, which I don't know why, because I did such a great job. But what can we do as a community to start instilling parenting skills into today's parents? As we know, we have some parents, there's not a lot. Teen pregnancy is down, that's a good thing, but you know, you're 15, 16, 17, you're a teenager having a child. You know, we joke in some communities, we joke how there are 35-year-old grandmothers out there. But what can we do as a community to kind of not stop that, but maybe train or give people who are open to learning about how to be a good parent, which is what my guest was going to talk about today. I don't know if somebody out there who's listening or looking might want to call in and give some suggestions, some ideas on what they're doing. That would definitely be good. But until then, I can talk about my parenting skills, which needs a lot of work. But I think that a lot of time people should think that they have to spend a lot of time with the children and interaction. But I found that usually if you spend quality time, it's much better than quality is better than quantity, because if you're all on your phones or your faces in the thing, you're not spending time. You might be in the same room, but you're not spending time together, because each one of you guys are doing your social media, reading a newspaper, or you know, I'm bad for that. I get on there and watch different recipes to learn how to cook different meals and cook different items to sample for my children. But what do you guys think out there? What we could do? Do we need to have workshops? Are there workshops out there? I know if you're a young person in high school still, or in the alternative high school system, and if you're got pregnant and you're in high school, there are programs and set in place in some schools on how to become a mother or father onset to get you ready for that's going to happen. What do you guys think? Should we teach that to all kids, no matter if they like that or not, so where they can learn about proper parenting? Right now with our team. Oh my God. Sorry about that. People are so excited about calling in, they're calling me on my cell phone. So I apologize for having my phone on. But what do you guys think about that? Okay, while we wait for callers, I will give a couple more pointers. I think that in our schools, especially in classes and stuff, we should start teaching and showcasing what example of what good parenting is. What's that? Oh, I got a caller. Good afternoon, caller. How you doing? Hello?
Good evening. This is Laurel Dudley. I heard your show. I was able to hear a little bit of your show, but I didn't know if you had any upcoming events that Grand Boulevard Coalition was sponsoring or.
Oh, well, you just missed it. I talked about our event on Monday, the Your Life Matter. That's coming up on Monday. I will flash that right quick since you're looking at us. It's Your Life Matter. It's going to be at the IIT, campus of IIT, or now known as Illinois Tech. And it's part of the Martin Luther King Day of Service. And it'll be from the hours of 11 to 1:30. We're hosting, we're looking hopefully to have 20 to 25 kids to come out, young adults, to come out and to learn about workshops and focusing on suicide prevention and alcohol and substance abuse prevention. So,
And one other question, when will you have your next GBC meeting? I heard you had kind of partnership meeting.
yes, I just gave shout out to all of my partners out there. And our next meeting is coming up on the 27th, I think. I have to look at my calendar. I rushed over here and left it, so I don't have it in front of me. But
The 23rd?
I'm sorry?
Well, the 23rd, maybe?
Hold on. Yes. So it would be next Wednesday, January 23rd, and it's a call-in, and all the information for our sector partners and anybody who's interested can find it on our Facebook page, which is Grand Boulevard Coalition Facebook page.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller, for calling in. Hopefully you're enjoying the show, and we look forward to hearing from you again.
Great show. Take care.
Thank you. All right, I think we almost broke our record for a number of calls for one show. This is really exciting. Next week, we want to have 4 callers. But if I can get one more caller before today's show is over with, please call us right here today, now, live, 312-738-1060. I would love to hear from you and hear what you have to say in regards to our subject today, good parenting, bad parenting. What do we have to do to get good parenting? Our parents are really stressed. They're working 40 hours plus hours a week. They're single parents sometimes. They could be 2 household parents. And you just don't have enough time to do all the things that you're doing, especially when your children are involved in after-school activities and before-school activities. When do you just shut it all down and say, okay, let's just take a breather and figure out what we're going to do? I find that just giving everybody one free day a week really let everybody decompress and get ready. Usually Sunday after church is a very good time because we're setting ourselves up for success in a new work week for adults who are working and a new school week for students who are in school who are trying to get those A's and B's and move on to the next level of school. We have a few minutes left before we're done for another wonderful week. Again, if you'd like to give a call before this show is over with today, please give me a call at 312-738-1060. And I would like to also thank, again, all my sector partners for being a part of the Grand Boulevard Coalition. We're in our 6th year now, and we're going to be growing and getting even stronger so where we can really make even bigger impact and a bigger commitment to our motto, drug-free community, and our youth motto of most youth don't use. And at that, I'll see you guys next week.